Hi, in this video tutorial, we're going to demonstrate how to make a very simple motion graphics using Adobe After Effects. Adobe After Effects is a digital visual effects, motion graphics, and compositing app. It is a very powerful tool, but we are just going to create a very simple motion graphics today, just to give you an idea of what After Effects can do. Okay, so before I continue, let's go to Adobe Premiere Pro. Okay, so now I have a very simple video here, very simple sequence here. Okay, you have a short video followed by a text credit. Okay, so let me just play a bit of this. Okay, so this is the typical text credit in Premiere Pro, so it's largely static. There's no animation of these credits. Okay, on the other hand, After Effects can be used to create very interesting motion graphics. Okay, we can have animated text and graphics. Okay, so let's hop back to After Effects. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so this is the interface of After Effects. Right on top, you have the toolbar. This is the project panel where you can organize your media assets. This is the composition window. Later you will see our output here. Okay, there are multiple panels here. Among the most important is the effects and presets panel. After all, After Effects is all about the effects. Okay, and then we have the timeline, the layers and timeline over here. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to do is going to create a new composition. So I'm going to composition, then new composition. Okay, I'm going to set HD TV 1080 25. Okay, the reason is because I'm in Singapore, so we are 25 frames per second here. Okay, 1080 is for full HD 1920 by 1080 pixels. Okay, I'm going to select this. Okay, so you can see this is correct. Okay, I'll leave the rest as default. Oh, okay, except the duration, I'm going to change to 10 seconds. Okay, then I'm going to click on OK. Okay, so you can see after I've created a composition, then we have that composition in the project panel, and then you can also see that the timeline has been created. We're looking at the COM1 timeline. Okay, and also the composition window, there's nothing, so it looks blank now for now. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is to add a new solid layer. Okay, because we want to have a white background. Okay, so I'm going to new layer, new solid. Okay, everything default. That's it. I'm going to change the color to white. Okay, and I'm going to click on OK. Press OK. Okay, so you can see that we now have our first layer. It's white solid 1. Okay, so in our composition, we can also see a white solid background. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is going to add a text. Okay, so I'm going to use the horizontal type tool in the toolbar. Okay, I'm going to click on this. Okay, so and on the right hand side, we can see the character panel is already showing. Okay, we're going to select the font Helvetica Neue. I'm going to keep it as condensed bold. Okay, the font, this is where you choose the font color. I'm going to just select a gray color. Okay, I'm going to click on OK. Okay, the size, I'm going to change it to 45. There's two ways you can change the font size. Either you can get your cursor to hover over it, the mouse cursor to hover over it, and then you can drag left and right to set the size, or you can straight away, you know, click on it and then type in the precise font size that you want. Okay, and then press enter. Okay, then I'm going to change the character spacing. This is sorry, over here, character spacing, I'm going to change to 300. Okay, the drop down doesn't allow 300, so I'm just going to key in 300 here. Okay, then I'm going to start typing. I don't have to worry about whether the text is in the middle or not. I just type somewhere near the middle for now. Okay, so I'm going to click here and I'm going to type produce by. Okay, so when you're finished typing, just press command return on the Mac and command enter, control enter on Windows to exit typing. Okay, so you can see the produce by layer has now been created in the timeline. Okay, it's still being selected. Okay, remember just now I was saying that you don't have to worry so much about the alignment for now. That's because there's a very easy way to align in the center. Okay, so just need to go to the align panel on the right. Okay, there's two very useful button. One is align horizontally, so I just click on this, and After Effects will place it in the middle of the composition. Okay, and if you click on align vertically, it will be in the middle vertically. However, I'm just going to keep it in this position because I'm going to add my name. Okay, so I'm going to click around here. Okay, I'm going to before I type anything, I'm going back to the character panel. I'm going to change the font size. Okay, I'm going to select 90 pixels. And then for the character spacing, I'm going to just select 50. And for the font color, I'm going to change it to black. Okay, so, and then I'm going to type my name. Okay, once I finish typing, just use command return on the Mac to exit typing, and go back to the align, and I'm going to align it horizontally. Okay, so now if I were to, let me just go back to the selection tool. Okay, the shortcut key is V. And now I'm going to select both layer. I'm holding the shift key to select both layer. Okay, there's a problem with using the vertical alignment tool. Okay, so if I click on this, this is what's going to happen. Okay, so unfortunately, there's no easy way about this. I'm going to press Command Z to undo. Okay, on the Windows, you'll be Control Z to undo. Okay, so I'm going to make use of the proportional grid. Okay, there's actually two grid. Okay, you can either turn on this grid, but the proportional grid, let me just show you. Oh, okay, just let me turn off the standard grid. Okay, so the proportional grid is sufficient for our purpose. Okay, so you can see this is the middle of the composition. So we can just use this to shift our composition. Okay, I'm just going to hold the shift key. Okay, and then okay, as I move, I'm going to hold the shift key. Okay, the reason is as you drag and you hold the shift key, it will stay snap. It won't move left or move right. Okay, so yeah, so you just think visually. Okay, we can gauge. Okay, so this is the center. Okay, so now I can turn off the proportional grid. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to lock the white solid layer. Okay, you can see there's this column here. Okay, just click on the lock. The reason why I want to lock it is because then I won't accidentally select the background. Okay, so it's easier to edit. Okay, so now I'm going to select the tool text layer. Okay, I'm going to trim. Okay, how to trim? Your mouse cursor just come to the end here. Okay, I'm just going to trim it to 5 seconds. Okay, then for the name, I'm just going to select the name layer and trim it back by the beginning to 1 second. Okay, so it's time to play back. Okay, so how do we play back? You notice that this is the timeline over here. Okay, by dragging, this is the blue line is the timeline indicator. By dragging the timeline indicator, you can preview how the composition looks like over time. Okay, so another way to play back is to use the space bar to toggle play and pause. Okay, so I'm going to press the space bar. Okay, very good. So this is what we want. So I want the produce by to show first, then for 1 second, and then after that, my name will also come in. Okay, another thing I want to explain to you is the render bar. Okay, can you see there's this green color rendering bar here? Okay, so when there's no color, or I believe it's black color, so means this part has not been rendered yet. Okay, so After Effects will do this thing called a RAM preview. Okay, so as you play back the composition, okay, After Effects will actually render it at the same time while playing. So as it render, it will commit the rendered composition into the RAM, that is the computer memory. Okay, so the next time, then after that, you will turn into green color. So basically, it's saying that the preview is playing back in real time. Okay, so if at any point of time, if you encounter a lag because you're using a slower or older computer, then all you need to do is just let it play once, and then After Effects will render it. Okay, so now if you have a very long composition, of long duration, then sometimes there's not enough, or your computer has a very low amount of memory, then sometimes it will not be able to render and have a RAM preview of entire sequence. Okay, so just bear in mind. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to import a logo which I want to show after the credits. Okay, so okay, what I can do, there's two ways to import, is to right click over inside the project panel here. Okay, right click here and select import file. Another way is to go to file menu and then import file. Is the same way to get the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to just click here. Okay, so this is my After Effects demo project, and then over here in a subfolder called graphics, I already have my logo. So I'm going to select this logo. I'm going to click on open. Okay, so you can see the Media Arts and Design School logo has been imported into the project. You can see a thumbnail here. Okay, and now I'm going to drag this logo into our composition. Okay, so I'm going to just remember to drag the icon. Okay, so I'm just going to place it here. Okay, again, I don't need to worry about the alignment. I can do it later. Okay, so I'm just going to let go. Okay, so this is our logo, and then you can see that a new layer has been created in the timeline. Okay, so just to double check that I'm in the middle, I just go to the alignment panel. I'm going to click on align horizontally and align vertically. Okay, so it's already in the middle. Okay, at this point of time, I'm going to show you another thing. Okay, so over here, okay, turn on the title and action save. Okay, so all televisions overscan. That means they might up to 10% of the video might be cropped off by television. Okay, so any action must be within this box. Can you see there's uh, this this line here, this box. Okay, so all your action must be within this box. So this is called the action save margin. Okay, anything outside over here could potentially be cropped off. Okay, then another thing is the what we call the title save or graphic save margins. Okay, so it's actually this box here. Okay, so you have to make sure your graphics or text is within this box. Okay, I can go back to double check. Oh, okay. So, okay. The reason is because the logo is now covering over the text layers. So I have to trim this. Okay, I'm going to trim it to start from the 6 seconds. Okay, so you can see my text is within the title save. Okay, the logo is also within the text and graphic save margins, which is this inner box. Okay, if you this two line is for standard definition program. Okay, older TV shows. Okay, so we can ignore that since we are editing in for high definition. So only these two box applies. This, remember, this is the action save and this is the title save. Okay, so now that we have double checked that we title and action save, I can turn off the title action save margins. All right, so let me just play back again. So we have started with produce by, then the name. Okay, then 1 second gap, and then the logo will come in. Okay, so this is the order of the animation. Okay, we have yet to add any effects, any transition, so there's no visual effects yet. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to select the produce by layer. Okay, the produce by layer, and then I'm going to introduce the effects. Okay, so we're going to go to effect and presets panel. Okay, so under the effects and presets panel, you can see there are many effects that we can use. Okay, this is what makes After Effects so powerful. Okay, so what we're interested in now is the animation presets. Okay, so I'm going to open this. Okay, so these are some of the and then the text effects is over here. Okay, but again, there's so many text animation effects. So which one are we going to use? Okay, I'm going to show you a little trick here. Okay, we can actually have a preview of this effect. So how do we do it? Okay, you just need to click over here. Okay, under the effects and presets over here to the right. Okay, to bring up the contextual menu, and then after that select browse presets. Okay, what this will do is it will load and bring up Adobe Bridge. Okay, Adobe Bridge is a app that is basically designed by Adobe to be a digital asset management app. Okay, what we're interested in is in using it to preview our effects. Okay, so I'm going to go straight into the text folder. You can see the presets and then the text folder. Okay, I'm going to double click on this, and then I'm going to the blurs. Okay, so I'm going to use this effect called the bullet train. Okay, you can see the thumbnail of how the bullet train somewhat looks like. Okay, and this is evaporate, foggy, and so on. Okay, but we're going to apply bullet train. Now, there's something I want to mention here. Okay, there's a bug, which is a official bug that's acknowledged by Adobe. Okay, by right, we're supposed to see an animation preview over here. That means we actually see how a preview of how the effects will look like. Unfortunately, due to the bug, the preview is not showing. Okay, so we can only apply and then try to preview it in After Effects. So how do we apply it? Okay, let me just go back to After Effects. This is quite important. Okay, first of all, you must make sure that the layer that you want to apply the effect is selected. Okay, and then the timeline indicator also must be positioned at the place that at the point where you want to introduce the effects. Okay, so we're going to introduce the effects in the beginning. So I'm leaving the timeline indicator in the beginning. Okay, let me go back to bridge. Okay, so if I want to apply the bullet train effect, okay, I'm going to right click on this and then select this option, place in Adobe After Effects. Okay, once you select the option, you can see something has changed. Okay, if I were to scrub along the timeline, you can see that the bullet train effect, this is how the bullet train effect looks like. Okay, I'm just going to play it back. Okay, very nice. So this is how the bullet train effects looks like. Okay, we're going to apply the same thing to my name. Okay, so I'm going to select my name layer. Now, I'm going to share a tip with you. Now, when you're moving the timeline indicator, sometimes it's not so easy to make it snap to the beginning. So what you can do is actually, if you hold as you move around the timeline indicator and just hold the shift button, it will actually snap to the beginning. Okay, so this is an easy way to snap to the beginning of this layer. Okay, so I'm going back to bridge and then I'm going to apply the same effects. Okay, so now we are produced by and then bullet train for Ng Chi Teng as well. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to show you another way of adding effects. Okay, instead of using bridge itself, we can apply the effect directly from the effects and presets panel. Okay, so like I say, there's so many, but sometimes, you know, after using After Effects for many times, you're already aware that there's an existing effect. Okay, so you can actually search here. So I'm going to type in fade. Okay, I'm going to use the fade in and out effect. Okay, so how do I apply this? I just drag this, okay, to this layer. I'm going to drag it to produce by. Okay, then I'm going to let go. Okay, as you let go, on the left, you will see that the effect controls panel is showing. So basically, the effect control shows you the properties of all the effects that is being applied. Okay, if for some reason you cannot see this window, just go to Effect menu and then select Effect Control. The shortcut key is F3. Okay, so we only want the fade out, but we do not want to fade in because we already have the bullet train effect. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this to 0. Okay, so fade in duration 0 and then fade out 15 frames. Okay, so let's watch this. Okay, so instead of dragging from the effects and presets panel to the name layer, okay, what we can do is, there's another way to do this. Okay, so I'm going to select both of these effects. Okay, then I'm going to press on Command C, okay, Control C on Windows to copy. Okay, then I'm going to select the name layer and then I'm going to press Command V or Control V on Windows to paste. Okay, so you can see that the same effects has been copied over. Okay, so this is actually a faster way of doing things rather than, you know, dragging over here and then setting the fade in duration to 0 again. Okay, so very good. Okay, this is I'm happy with what I have. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to introduce effects to the graphics, okay, which is our logo. Okay, so same thing, I'm going to hold the shift button and I'm going to snap to the beginning of this layer. I'm going to select this layer so that the effect will be applied to this layer. Okay, now I'm going back to bridge. Okay, I'm going back to the presets and then I'm going to transitions movement. Okay, I'm going to apply this cut white 3D. Okay, I've already pre-selected this. You can go and try and play with other transition, but I'm going to apply this one. Okay, so I'm going to right click here and then place it in After Effects. Okay, so I can press play button now to preview it. Okay, so this is how the cut white 3D looks like. Quite cool. Okay, so but there's a small problem here. You can see there's this due to the effect, there's this grayish background here. Okay, so it has something to do with the lighting property. Okay, so again, I will go back, make sure that this layer is selected. Then we go back to the effect controls. Okay, so you can see the cut white 3D effects has been applied. Okay, I'm going to go down to lighting. I'm going to expand lighting properties, and then for the light depth, I'm going to change it to 5. Okay, I'm going to change it to 5. Okay, so now you can see the grayish background is no longer showing. Okay, so this is what we want. Okay, so I can preview everything again. Okay, very good. So okay, the next problem is that the transition is I feel it's too long. Okay, it's lasting for 2 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to shorten the transition. How do we do this? Okay, so go to the timeline and then you can see over this layer, you can see there's this small little arrow icon. Okay, we click on it to expand the properties. Okay, and after you expand it, you can see that there's 2 keyframe. Okay, these are called keyframe. That means basically the keyframe records the properties at this point of time, and then this is the properties at this point of time. So okay, let me just show you further. I'm going to expand the effect some more. Okay, right now can you see we can't select the keyframe, so we can't do anything about it. Okay, let me just expand. Okay, so as you review deeper and deeper into the properties, you can see now I can finally select and edit the property. So you can see, okay, so what it says here is basically the transition completion. Okay, it starts at 0%, so there's nothing happening here, 0. And then as we progress, okay, the effects start to the effects is now in progress until when we reach the second keyframe. Yeah, hold the shift button to snap here. Okay, and you see it's 99.9%. So the effects, the transition has completed at this point here. Okay, so in order to shorten this, is very simple. All you need to do is just select the second keyframe, the end keyframe. This is called a start keyframe, this is an end keyframe. Okay, so I'm just going to click and drag on it and then end at the 7 second. Okay, so just can preview it. Okay, so now our transition lasted for 1 second. Okay, there's another way to access the keyframe. Okay, let me just close all of this. Okay, the shortcut key is to press U. Okay, first select this layer, then press the key U on your keyboard, and then the keyframe will be revealed immediately. Okay, so you can toggle the U key to show and hide the keyframes. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to save the project. Okay, remember to save frequently in case your project crashes. Okay, so go to File menu, go to Save, or the shortcut key is Command S. And then I'm going to show you, save it under this subfolder, Motion Graphics. I'm going to call it Credits, because this is credits. Okay, and press Enter key to save. Okay, so we are almost done. Okay, now there's two ways to bring this over to Premiere Pro. Okay, you can either import this After Effects project directly into Premiere Pro, or another way is you can first render it inside Premiere After Effects. By rendering, I mean to export it into a video, and then over at Premiere Pro, then you import the video. Okay, I will show you how to do both methods. Okay, so let's say you choose to export it as a video inside After Effects, then just go to Composition, and then Add to Render Queue. Okay, you may want to go back to the project panel. Okay, make sure you select Com1, and then go to Composition, and then Add to Render Queue. Okay, so this is the Render Queue panel. Typically, the best setting is you should stick to the default settings. Okay, so let me just click on the settings to show you what we can select. Okay, so quality, okay, best, resolution full. So this is the render settings. Okay, I'm going to click on the output module. Okay, so in the output module settings, you can select the format that you want. Yep, I think we are happy with this. I'm just going to click OK. And then you click on this, you can indicate the name and where you want to save. Okay, so I'm just going to save it back here again. So I'm going to call it credits. Then click save. Okay, when you're done, just click on the render button. Okay, how long it takes to render depends on how fast your computer is. So now we are back in Premiere Pro. I'm going to show you how to import the After Effects composition directly into the Premiere Pro. Okay, I already prepared another sequence called Demo with Motion Graphics. Okay, we already have the video here. Okay, so now I'm going to select on Graphics bin. Then I'm going to go to File, Import. And I'm going to select graphics.aep. This is the After Effects project file that we have just created. Okay, then I'm going to select import. Okay, then I'm going to select on Com1 and I'm going to click OK. Since there's a bug, let me just select in. Okay, so now it's imported. Okay, so it's now in the graphics bin, so I'm going to drag the icon and place it over here. Okay, so this is our After Effects composition or motion graphics. Okay, now you can see there's this red color render bar here. Okay, so when it's red, it means that it will not play back in real time. Okay, so we actually need to render it so that it will actually preview back in real time. If you see yellow, means it may or may not. Usually we don't need to render for yellow, and then after rendering it will turn green. Okay, so let me just show you. Okay, just go to sequence and then render effects in to out. Okay, the shortcut key is actually just pressing the return key. Okay, so now once after rendering, it will turn green and you play back in real time. Okay, so we can now preview. Alright, very good. Okay, so the only thing that's missing now is some sound effects. Okay, we should always try to animate our effects with sound. Okay, so I'm going to go on to my sound bin. Okay, you can see my sound bin over here. I already have imported a sound effect called whoosh. Okay, I'm going to place the timeline indicator at the very beginning of the just before the logo show. Okay, then I'm going to drag the whoosh sound effect. Alright, then okay, let's just preview it. Okay, very good. So let me just show you again. And now, yes, we have the sound effects. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video tutorial. I hope you find it useful.